What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Watch Dogs Legion. Now, you guys probably know that I'm a very, very big supporter in Watch Dogs Legion, and we got to see a little bit more of it at Ubisoft Forward. Now, this is definitely a video of two tales, talking about the positives, which there were plenty, and also talking about the negatives, which was kind of alarming that we did not get multiplayer, obviously, if you guys have seen the title of this video. Now, really quickly, before I get too far into this, I do want to promote my second channel, Podcast Now Plus. If you guys have not yet checked it out or haven't subscribed there, the link for it will be in the description below. I'm also going to talk about a Ubisoft Forward thing, whatever video that may be, tomorrow morning. So there'll be additional content. Plus today, the fourth video of the day will be an additional Ubisoft Forward video. Okay, so lots more stuff coming. So let's talk about this. I was firstly very, very shocked with Aiden Pearce coming back. Now, I'm not a big fan of the first Watch Dogs, and I think you guys have watched these videos. You guys have known that. So I would be lying if I told you that he was like my favorite character of all time, or I mean, this was so massive. But what I can say is, look, I didn't like him. I think he had definitely a big throat problem in the first game that it doesn't really seem like was solved. But, you know, to be honest with you, it was kind of really, really cool to see something like that. Like in the Watch Dogs lore, bringing back somebody like him, you know what I mean, from the first game that seems like so long ago, even though it really wasn't all that long, and bringing him into this one as DLC, the mission, it seems like, right? I think that's a really, really cool thing. Now, will I play like primarily as him? No, probably not, but I'm really, really excited, honestly, to have him as part of this game. So that was a big surprise. And then going more along the positives, and then we'll talk about the negatives. Look, the possibility of this game, and this has, I think, been the recurring theme, at least for me, when I talk about it, is the idea that you can recruit pretty much anybody and all of the variety. I was very skeptical on the variety early on, and we even heard interviews by them that said, hey, with the year delay, because remember, it was supposed to come out last November, okay? They pushed this thing an entire year, and it wasn't just to get this game ready for next gen. It was also to give us, an actual polished game. They said they were able to work on so many things they never would have. So that is extremely, extremely cool, and you can see it. And honestly, I still have doubts that they can maybe make every single character, entirely unique, but every single time they show this game, they prove, I think, more and more and more that it is going to be very, very like they could pull this off. Now, there's some interesting things. When the people were coming in on Aiden, when he was in his room and they were like blasting his room and he jumped out of the balcony, that was the exact same scene as earlier when there was a girl doing that and she jumped out the balcony. So that does worry me that maybe there's going to be a lot of the same cutscenes just swapping out the character. At the same time, if that is the only thing that is repeated, I'm okay with that. I think the core that needs to be different is the character. Obviously, probably the voice. Okay, I don't want like 10 different characters having the exact same voice. So I need them all to be different in that way. And then the variety that they possess, like what they're able to do. I think the game structure of probably, because they've hinted at it and they even kind of said it in this video, but where they said there's going to be like pretty unique recruits that you can get on your team, but they're going to be very rare. Right? And in fact, they even said, like, the grandma, if you lose her, you're not going to find another one. Like, it's a 1 in a million chance, I believe they said, of getting her. So, like, picturing in my head what that's going to be like in the game does get me. This is like this is a gushing video. I am really excited to see if this all works, to see if I can just have this army of just diversity, and by like good diversity, not forced, good diversity, where just all these characters are so different. They're all able to do different things. They all have skills, and again, they kind of referenced that in today's thing where they said, hey, some of them are going to be good at something, but they're not going to be good at something else. So if you use them for that something else, you're probably going to be in trouble. I love that. I love that. Do I have any expectations for the story? No, I've said that before, actually. I don't know what's going to happen in the story. I put my expectations at 0 because I don't really care, because I feel like it's not going to be all that great in the first place. The thing that's always gotten me with this game is this right here, the premise. Funny enough, it's not even necessarily the hacking. I mean, yeah, the characters all can hack, and they all have their own way about it, and the weapons and stuff like that. Like they're more technologically based, if that's that's even a saying. So like, yeah, it's there, but in my opinion, which is actually funny, isn't it? Like, I find that hilarious that Watch Dogs, the reason why I think we all felt scammed by the first Watch Dogs is because they pushed it at us for a specific reason, and then it wasn't, or like for a specific thing, and then that didn't happen, right? Hacking, the fact that you could hack anything, and the fact of the matter is you couldn't. Now, the second Watch Dogs, I think, did a better job. What's funny about this one is hacking almost seems secondary to the core of, permadeath and being able to pick all these characters and recruiting them and having the branching stories. That seems to be the focus. The fact that they can hack and the fact that they have abilities and stuff, that's kind of feels like it's secondary in this game, which ironically is pretty hilarious. And honestly, it could end up being really, really good. So I would say those are all the positives. I cannot wait. I'm going to be starting my coverage of Watch Dogs Legion. I know I don't make too many videos all that often on this game. Pretty darn soon. Probably starting next week, I'm going to do at least one video a week on this game. So look out for that. But let's talk about the weakness. So multiplayer. Where was it? I mean, look, Ubisoft Forward, again, I gave them too much credit. It was not all that great. Was there some good things? Yeah, there were some good things. That Immortal Phoenix Rising, oh my god. I mean, really, that was surprising. Prince of Persia, it had some things that worry me, but it also is very exciting for different reasons. But, in general, Ubisoft Forward, I don't think, held up to my expectations, even though they weren't even all that high. Watch Dogs, I thought it was almost a guarantee. Look, the game comes out in a month, and this is literally, I mean, haven't we been saying this for like weeks and months? The game comes out right now in a month and a half, and we know multiplayer is a big part of it, and we know from an interview, 2 weeks ago, right, when I talked about the permadeath stuff, they said that they're going to talk about multiplayer, and they're going to talk about it soon, like over the next little while. Now, I'm recording this video literally 30 seconds after Ubisoft Forward ends, so I don't know if there'll be interviews. I assume there will be. I don't know if there's going to be impressions of multiplayer, but we need to really do a deep dive into multiplayer very, very soon. Like, I would assume over the next coming weeks, because it's coming out. And, I am really excited for all the reasons I said in the first 5 minutes for the single player, but the multiplayer was the most fun aspect of the second game. I think actually by a mile, the multiplayer was the most fun. So I am looking forward to that in this game. I think that's a very crucial component of this game, and I think it's going to be fine. I just don't really understand why it's taking them so long. I mean, right there, I don't know if this is the first time we've known that there is going to be like a DLC thing. I think that's, to my knowledge, I don't look up everything about this game, but that's one of, if not the first time I ever saw them mention DLC for it. So they feel very comfortable to talk to us about DLC, but they haven't talked to us about a part of their game, like a large part of their game that comes out in a month and a half. So that is a little bit worrying, but I'm sure hopefully over the next coming weeks we'll end up, seeing it. I don't think that's going to necessarily be all that much of a problem, and when that happens, I will absolutely be covering it. So, guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Did you like what you saw from Watch Dogs? Do you think they can pull off all of these different characters? Where do you think the multiplayer went? Do you think it's okay? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel podcast now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. And like I said, second channel, the link for it will be in the description below. Also, there'll be loads more Ubisoft videos, again, later today, tomorrow, and as well for Watch Dogs Legion specifically. I know I have a pretty solid audience that watches this channel for Watch Dogs. I'll absolutely be having more videos of it over the coming weeks, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.